Hey everybody, Who's Your Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking episode 5 of season 4 of The Walking Dead, Internment. First of all, I gotta give you guys a quick apology. I've got a bit of a sore throat. It's been dogging me for the last couple of days and I'm not really 100% over it. So this is probably going to be a fairly short review. Anyway, let's just get right into things. First of all, let's kind of take the small things. I really enjoyed that scene with Glenn saying to Herschel, like, I'm really glad if she saw me, she'd be in here with me. And, Glenn is 100% on the money. If Maggie had seen him like that, no force on earth would have kept her out of cell block A. It's a real testament to what a great relationship those two characters have, and why, after Andrea, in the comics, not on the TV show, in the comics, Glenn is my second favorite character. Glenn is like luckier than Andrea in that he's awesome on both the comics and in the show. As I've repeatedly said, love comic book Andrea, not such a fan of her live action counterpart. Anyway, also we got to see Lizzie having a nice moment of dealing with a walker. She didn't fight or anything, but she was able to successfully distract one, buy some time in order for Herschel to help her out. Although it is kind of troubling that she chose to do so in a way that saw her treating a walker like a dog. Yeah, Lizzie, you really, really need to get some perspective on this, and maybe listen to what Carl's been telling you. Oh, speaking of Carl, I really did like the scenes with him and Rick this episode. Those were really nicely done. It's showing us that Rick is never really going to be comfortable, perhaps, with Carl and violence. Or at least he's still very wary of that. But he's kind of realized the point where I have to trust Carl with a gun. I have to trust in my parenting. And Carl even says to him in this episode, basically, you can't protect me from what's out there. You can't protect me from the inevitable, the zombies and all that. And Rick says, well, yes, but as your dad, it's my job to try. And speaking of Rick, it's really a nice sign of his character, a real testament that he's doing a good job of getting back in the saddle, being the good stand-up guy, the real leader that he needs to be, in that he's upfront with people about what happened to Carol, Sorry, this throat, man. Anyway, at the end of the day, this episode is basically Herschel's story. And his line about how life is always a test. Well, that's true. And here we see Herschel on what has to be one of the most tested days of his life. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how bad things get, Herschel hangs in there. He hangs on to his faith, he hangs on to his courage, he hangs on to his desire as a healer to help people. And it carries him through the day, but not without cost. As we see at the end of the episode, Herschel turns to his Bible to try and find some solace, and it's just too much. And he just breaks down in tears. And, well, I can't really speak as a person of faith because I'm not. But it's hard not to understand how Herschel must feel. I mean, we've all had our days when we tried clutching onto the things that, whatever they might be, that get us through the day. And some days, those things, no matter how dear to our hearts they might be, they're just not enough. And we're overwhelmed. But the thing is, tomorrow, cliche as it might sound, is always another day. Of course, it being another day means it's another test. But it's also another chance. Another day to do good in the world. To lift our spirits. To endure. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you this time around. As always, please comment, rate, subscribe, and of course you can follow me on Twitter at Who's Your Jedi. Until next time, take care and have a good one.